Shalom. Let me check, see if the sound good. Real quick. All right, Shalom. Trying to intend on this to be a quick hit, just a thought. I want to go ahead and put out there, which I'm sure, brothers, already, meditated on this. But as you see, when it's time where a lot of information coming out, whether it's like Trump say fake news, right? Whether it's false information or whether it's the real deal, you got at the same time Esau, he putting his propaganda out, in his news, that false info along with the truth, So, and not just that, but also the apostles, elders, and brothers videos, man. Lessons being put up daily. You got lessons being put up daily, and there's a lot of information being put out there. Things that concern our salvation. Things that we need to be on alert about. Like the scripture says, keeping that watch. But also what I want to touch on, we ain't gonna be able, especially how the spirit then turned up, even within just the ministry of Great Millstone. You have the Apostle Tahal. He been putting out more videos. And look, hours long. Hours long. You got the Apostle Ramlab, the Apostle Gabar, the Apostle Ramlab, the Apostle Recall, right? Impromptus daily, all day, man. And the thing is, it's hard to even keep up with just the apostles themselves. It's hard to keep up with the videos just from the apostles, man. Now you going to the elders, got Elder Yashimamba, Elder Manat, well, the elders in Connecticut first and foremost, you see, Elder Manatazak, so on and so forth. And then you have the likes of Elder Yashimamba, Elder Manatazak, but even them, they put up lessons daily. It's hard to keep up with all these videos, man. And brothers in your count, brothers, period, right? It's so, and look, on top of what you watch from brothers, on top of the news you watch in the world, on top of anything else, the point is, with all this information coming out, we have to eat what's convenient for each and every one of us, man. Because look, we ain't gonna better get every lesson, Now, what I mean by that is, and it should be, like I said, it should be a quick hit. It should be a quick hit. Got news about Ukraine, Russia, World War III, the MOTB. There's a lot of stuff to keep up with, man. But the point is, we shouldn't let that worry us, in other words, or stress us out that we can't get every video. You see, that we can't watch every lesson. Now, the point I want to hit on is that with all this going on in the world, we should all, each and every one of us, even as the scripture said, work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Each and every one of us, if you see a lesson going up and it's been weighing on your spirit, something you need to hear, go watch that lesson. And say if another brother, put up a video and it don't in a way pertain to you, I don't want to say that because all things in a way pertain to us, whether now or down the road, but at the moment it might not pertain to you, then go watch something that can strengthen your spirit. I'm speaking to myself first and foremost. If a elder brother apostle do a lesson on World War III, if you feel you need to get built up on the prophecies, what's happening, go watch videos that's about prophecy. You need to get built up on the MOTB coming before World War III, go watch those videos, man. Jacob's trouble in the hole, whatever it is, even character building lessons. You see, even character building lessons. Each and every brother don't need what another may need. A brother might be good in a certain area that another is not good in. The point is, well, that brother go watch that lesson. The point I'm trying to hit on, the Lord willing, is gonna make sense. Like I said, it should be a quick hit. That whatever we need for our walk, and again, before all that, we need to make sure too that the apostles still is within that, though. The apostles, first and foremost, when you think about it, this is the source of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. This is who the Lord set up to teach. So, of course, we have to make sure we get them in, right? Now, even every lesson they put, we ain't go the whole hour lesson, we might not. But even within, say, if you watching the hour lesson or the apostle street speaking, we ain't go just remember everything they said for 3 hours. But whatever spark our spirit or hit us in the spirit, that's what we should take with us, man. But I want to start with this. real quick. I only got a couple precepts. And man, the brother Kaya in the New Orleans account was talking about this not too long ago. And this was about a couple months ago. And even in that time, look how much things already been sped up, right? But this is Proverbs 30. And I'm gonna get straight to the and Salak if you got background noise, that wind starting to blow a little hard too. But this Proverbs 30, I'll speak a little louder. This Proverbs 30 and 8. It says, I'm gonna start at 7. It says, 2 things have I required of thee, deny me not before I die. Remove far from me vanity and lies. And even with news, CNN, RT, or another thing, America, they trying to ban RT, and Europe nations trying to ban RT for putting up information in their so-called countries, man. Why? Because it ain't as far as propaganda like America push. You know, you watch what's going on right now with Ukraine. From the Russia point of view, they didn't take over, ain't no, pushback. Now, of course, Ukraine trying to do their thing, but Russia did that with ease. But you see it from the America point of view, they going into how Russia's struggling, Putin a bad man, oh my God, it's just the end of the world. They pushing that propaganda. So even that, what we do watch, we have to vet the information to make sure it's on point. Make sure it's on point. But it says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Because again, that's that fake news. We want to understand the truth, the true things of what's going on. And it says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches. That's the point. Feed me with food convenient for me. Now we know this is talking about actual, we in this world, our goal ain't to get rich, because you could get rich and go and do something else, stop serving the Lord. But if you're too poor, you want better serve the Lord. Now this is talking about actual living day to day. But even that, as far as the information, we want the Lord to give us just enough that's convenient for our spirit, man. Just enough that we can use as that Isaiah 33 and 6 to take into Jacob's trouble, man. Let's read it again. It says, remove far from me vanity and lies. Give me neither poverty nor riches, right? And we speaking of this as far as the information that's being pushed out. Too much information could be too. Look, if we're gonna get a scripture, it said, look, you could destroy yourself by too much information. You can start to get confused, don't know what's real, what's fake, right? Start to doubt, so on and so forth. That's why we need things that's sufficient for our spirit. It says, give me neither poverty, right, a lack of information. It says, nor riches. It says, feed me with food convenient for me. And that's the ultimate thing. Things that's convenient for us for our walk. Again, as the scriptures say, I think it's in Sirach, that what another man may be going through, you might not be going through that. So another brother may need to hear, you might not have to hear that. You have to hear something else. Or you have to be updated on prophecy. Or whatever, the breakdowns and the lessons. You see? But it's each and every one of us what is convenient for us. Let me get this in Ecclesiastes. Because again, when we go in Jacob's trouble, just like that Philippians 2 said, work out our own, so we got to get that. Because that go into the point. Work out our own salvation with fear and trembling, man. Because when Jacob's trouble hit, it ain't going to be about what another brother learned or what this brother knew, what videos he watched or just couldn't know. What we learned in this time right here, we got to take that into Jacob's trouble, man. That's whatever we have now, that's going to have to be the stability of our times. We don't want to go in there with no false information, not knowing too much and guessing. No, right now is the time to get what we need to get, man. And ultimately, is, according to the Lord. But let's snag this real quick. This Philippians 2 and 12. It says, wherefore, my beloved, as ye have always obeyed, not as in my presence only, but now much more in my absence, work out your own salvation with fear and trembling. That's what it comes down to. Working out our own salvation with fear and trembling. Right? Now, let me grab this. This is what I was about to get. This Ecclesiastes 12. And I'll start at 11. I'm going to start at 10. Ecclesiastes 12 and 10, it says, the preacher sought to find out acceptable words. And that's what we're looking for. That's why we watch the apostles, the elders. brought us to find what? These acceptable words, words to comfort us, words to enlighten us on what's going on in the world. And it goes on to say, and that which was written was upright, even words of truth. We got earlier, look, remove far from us lies and vanity. We want the truth, understand the truth. It says, the words of the wise are as golds and as nails fastened by the masters of assemblies, which are given from one shepherd. It's the point, and further by these. So it's going into wisdom, right? Who got the truth? It says, and further by these, my son, be admonished of making of many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh, man. Much study is a weariness of the flesh. It says making books there is no end. Today we have internet, videos, YouTube, news clippings. And now again, I ain't saying being a watchman and going into things is a bad thing. It's just as far as what's convenient for our spirit. You see, we might be watching something that really might not help in your walk at the moment, but it's kind of at the moment, but we may need it down the road. The point is, though, we should all know what's convenient for us. But it says, in making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. And like me, I'm like my daily job, I sit at a cubicle all day. Now I'm able to watch videos daily from 7 to 4. Now, some days I have to take out the headphones, just sit back, because while I heard too much, I got to digest what I heard first before I can move on to something else. You constantly hear that really don't give you time to digest and actually truly think about or apply what we heard, man. Again, convenient for us, because that's what we're about to get. If we get too much of honey, which is that good news truth, you can't vomit it up. You can't vomit it up, man. Right? They had a dude from Adam Abbott recently. He's starting to go into all kind of books and doing all kind of things, and left the truth. Now he got a problem with the brothers. He vomiting everything he knew up, right? Because he's trying to do too much. The Lord said convenient for us, man. Right? But like I said, it's a quick hit. I'm gonna grab a couple more, probably 2 more, and I end it. But this Proverbs 25 and 16. Is that right? Proverbs 25. No, 13. Right. Proverbs 25 and 13, it says, right, 13, it says, my son, eat thou honey because it is good. So like, hold on. All right. This Proverbs slack. Right? But it's Proverbs 25 and 13 going into that honey, which is truth, man. The ultimate truth. It says Proverbs 25. Well, this Proverbs 24 and 13, it says, my son, eat thou honey because it is good, and a honeycomb which is sweet to thy taste, right? So we should be seeking truth, but it's a balance to it, because chapter 25 in Proverbs and 16 says, has thou found honey? And we all found honey. We all found that right way. We all know the truth by way of prophecies and how to apply it to this world and the current events. So knowing that we have this information, it says, has thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, was good enough for us. It says, unless thou be filled therewith and vomit it up. It's just too much, right? You just get scared, and prophecy just get too much. Or you see a lot of bad news happen and start weighing on your spirit, man. Or again, you can get confused on what's going on. You could be listening to CNN, Fox, and think what they saying is right. Then you look at the apostles, elders videos on information they're going into from alternative media. Now you confused on what's really going on. Now, what if all hell break loose? Now you go into Jacob's trouble with that confusion on, okay, what to do? I don't know. What they said this, they said that. And that's even another thing why we should, as far as these camps, younger brothers, sisters, stick to the apostles and elders, man. Instead of watching all these different camps, it's confusion. It could confuse you. One camp might say another thing. He might say something else. Now you taking all that trying to study and you don't know the right direction to go in, man. So it goes on to say Proverbs 25:16. It says, "Hast thou found honey? Eat so much as is sufficient for thee." What we need on our day-to-day walk, what we dealing with personally. Again, there may be character building videos that we need to personally hear, right? And if you updated on prophecy, you might not have to watch that. You can go watch a brother going into something else. You know, your Hawashai. If you know you comfortable in another area, then you can watch your brother. He put something up in this on this topic, man. But each and every one of us, again, we all know what's good for us and what's not, and what is sufficient for our spirit. And it says, "Eat so much as is sufficient for thee, unless thou be filled therewith and vomited up." Enough that is good for each and every one of us, man. You know, and I ended off on this. If I ain't got nothing else, but this Ecclesiastes 7, and I'll start at 15. I get straight to the point. Ecclesiastes 7:15, it says, "Be not righteous over much," because you know, when you first come in, you gotta feel like I gotta read 24/7, which that's a beautiful thing. I gotta watch videos 24/7. I just can't get no free time, no nothing. I just gotta be in the truth, which that's a beautiful thing. But again, too much can make weariness of the flesh. Look, you have a lot of athletes who grew up, you know, playing sports at a young age, working out at a young age, and about the time they hit high school, they burnt out. They burnt out. They don't want to play no more. They don't want to work out no more. They burnt out. The same thing in this truth, man. You try to get everything too fast, trying to eat everything up. Again, guess what? You might be full before it's time, and before the prophecies hit, you vomited everything up, man. You can burn yourself out. Burn yourself out. You see? Again, we pacing ourselves in this truth. I remember the brother Kaya told me it's like we running a race, but you don't. It's like we running a race, but you don't know where the finish line at. Now, how would you run the race not knowing what a finish line at? You're gonna pace yourself to a certain extent, man, but you're gonna still, you know, get it in. The point is, we run this race and we don't know exactly what a finish line at, so therefore we have to pace ourselves. Look, we hasten the day, but we pace ourselves, man. You know. But it says, Ecclesiastes 7, and Lord willing is making sense. But Ecclesiastes 7:16. It says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise." Trying to get so much information, right? Why? It says, "But why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" Let's read it again. My page is flipped. Ecclesiastes 7:16, it says, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise." Trying to know everything. It says, and it's the point why we shouldn't do that. It says, "Why shouldest thou destroy thyself," man? You bug yourself out, or you can get burnt out, man. Or get confused. Again, there's a lot of false information that's being pushed out right now, whether directly or indirectly. Remember, we dealing with Esau. This is the time of great deception. We don't want to get deceived, man. Stick to the source, which is through the Ruach HaKodesh that's been passed down to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone to feed us what's convenient for us, man. What we need to know, what prophecies we need to understand coming into these times. That's why the scripture is going to say, "Think it not strange concerning the fiery trial which shall try us." You know, because what we're learning right now is going to have to be applied in those times to come. And when all hell break loose, these people going to be worried, but we shouldn't think it's strange because we was already prepared. And not physically, but spiritually. You know? Spiritually, you're gonna have people who, when all hell break loose, they ain't gonna know what to do, where to go, or who to get answers from, because the whole time they've been watching Instagram and news that don't mean nothing. They've been getting their news from memes, not really getting the truth. Now they confused going into a time like never before, man. You see? So it says, Ecclesiastes 7:16, "Be not righteous over much, neither make thyself over wise. Why shouldest thou destroy thyself?" Right? And that's pretty much it. Right, that's pretty much it. I just want to touch on that, you know, real quick. You know, just going into as we see a lot of information coming out. One, it's good for us to vet the information, you know, to make sure it's a credible source. all these things are really true, and especially, vetting it through the prophecies, through the scriptures. But even watching who we watching in these times, man, again, there's a lot of good information being pushed out, and there's also a lot of false information. You got Dabu777 pushing out videos, Al Jazeera, RT, CNN, Daily Mail, the apostles, elders, brothers, random people. You see? But again, much studying and also merging leaven in its true doctrine could be a weariness of the flesh, man. Could burn you out, get you confused. Right? But the point is, keep our eyes single, as the scriptures say, on this main truth. Let's get that real quick. Let's end it off on that. This Matthew 16. That's what Yahweh Shai said. I mean, not Matthew 16, Matthew 6. Matthew 6. And I get 21. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. So look, what's important to us, that's where our mind go be, man. Whatever that is in the world, whatever you devoted to, that's where your focus gonna be. And our focus should be on this truth. It says, for where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. The light of the body is the eye. If therefore thy eye be single, focus, right? And even if we do watch other things, we have to be rooted and grounded in the scriptures to know what's meat, what we can eat, and what's the bones that I can't use this. That's false info, right? That don't link up with the scriptures, or that don't link up with the articles or news clippings that I seen the apostles or this brothers post, But it says, if therefore thy eye be single, thy whole body shall be full of light, man. So look, with that, just want to touch on that real quick. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushua, by Hashem Chakodash, and your double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone, and peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believe in on the gospel. They keep fighting, keep pushing, and with that, shalom.